Right then, Suzy, well, you did the foundation tier in the summer and you did really well. You got 122, which is grade C. Your estimate here would be a C as well, so let's see how close to your estimate you can get. Well, that's great, full marks for that. Right, you're going to lose a mark here because you have to tell me that it's worth 8,000. It's in the thousands column, but because the digit is an 8, it's worth 8,000. 3/4 is not 0.34. It's 0.75. You need to know the equivalents for quarters, halves, 3/4, and so on. So a quarter would be 0.25 or 25%. 3/4 would be 0.75 or 75%. The way that you've written that is in descending order, not ascending order as well. Okay, ascending goes up. So 1 mark for 0.77, and that's right too. Good. So 11, 15 for the page. 67 is correct. Okay, so that is correct. Well done. But then you've done things wrong from there. So what you need to do is first of all take off the 4 off both sides to leave you with that, and then to get that on its own you would divide by 7. And 84 divided by 7 is 12. So what you're missing is 12. That's good. 2, 4, 5 for the page. You've labelled it, that's great, and everything is clear, so you get your 4 marks for that. Now the mode is the sport that's happening, or is the most popular. So the sport that's the most popular here is 16, which is rugby. So what they're looking for there is for you to say rugby. Right, that's right, but this is wrong. So what you're looking for here is the total distance all the way around, and you have got the 8 and the 3, but then you've got a 5 and a 2 and a 5 and a 3 and an 8 and an 8. So you've gone wrong in there somewhere. Your method of adding up the sides is right, but you've gone wrong somewhere in there. So 7, 8 for the page. 6x is right, 66 is right. You need to label these, but you'll get the mark this time. Have a look how I do that on the video clip. That is something that you should be able to do without too much problems. And this is a name that you need to know. It's either going to be acute, obtuse, or reflex. Reflex is the one that we're looking for. So again, that is something that you should be able to learn fairly easily. That's a volumes question. It's quite a tricky one. We will be practicing questions like that, but if you have a look at the video, you can give yourself a head start by getting your head around that. That is correct. That's correct as well. Well done. Now then, those should all lie on a straight line. The fact they do not means that you've done something wrong with the scale. So before you start to plot the points, you make sure you understand what the little squares are worth on these axes. So on this axis, it's going from 0 to 10 in 10 jumps. So that means it's going up in ones. But on this axis, it's going from 0 to 20 in 10 jumps, which means it must be going up in 2s. So when you go to plot 114.43, 114 will be, that's 100, that will be 110, 114 will be there. 85, where you've plotted, is 90, so 85 is there, and 32 is there. and then 24 and 9, 20, 22, 24 and 9 will be there. You've correctly drawn a line, which you would need for a conversion graph, but conversion graphs always go through 0. So that is the line that you're looking for. So you won't get any marks for that. And then for the second part, you need to use your graph. Now 370 nowhere near fits on your graph, but 37 does. So you use 37 to read it off, and then whatever that answer becomes, you multiply it by 10, so that it's the equivalent of 370. Two marks for that. 10 out of 16 is correct. That is correct as well. Well done. And then what have we got here? 90 lots of 40. Well, it shouldn't be 90 lots of 40. It should be 90 lots of 80, because 80 people are playing the game. Then you have to estimate how many, if 50 people win, how much money is going to be paid out. So your method is wrong there. Watch how I explain that on the video clip. And if you want to practice some, games of chance is the topic you need to find on Jones the Sum. That is something you should be able to work out logically. Again, watch how I explain that on the video. See if it can make sense to you. 54 is good. You're going to add those up, and you are going to take them away from 360. So you're going to do 360, add those up, take them away, will give you that angle, and then you are going to take that away from 180. So you haven't quite done enough maths. I think your method is almost, well, your method is likely to be right, but you haven't had the confidence to finish it. That's good. Full marks for that. 7 for the page. 440 divided by 90 is, yeah, you could do that, but it's a non-calculator paper, so that's going to be difficult, and it isn't going to give you 60. Choose something that's easier to work with. 100 is always easier. You should be able to divide by 100 without a calculator. So what you're looking for is 490 divided by 100. Okay, so no marks for that. 7 6s are 42, so that's wrong. 0.02 times 700 is what you're trying to do, but then you need to work it out. It's 14 plus 30. So your method is right, your answer's wrong. Your method is right, your answer's wrong. And then you haven't finished it from there. So again, have a look at the video solution, see if you can follow it through. That is right. You should have a little 1 above there because there's only 113 there. 3 marks to the page. Okay, good. So 67. That's probably a little bit high, but not far off, I don't think. Let's see. 15, 20, 28, 34, 38, 40, 44, 51, 53, 56. So 56 is a D. It's about 4 marks off a C, I would think. What am I trying to write there? I'm trying to write C minus 4. Okay, now if you go in there, you can pick up most of those on the first page. So it's going to be dead easy for you to improve and get that grade C. I'm not concerned about that at all. That's the first paper that you've sat in a good few weeks because of the summer break, and we're only going to get better.